Did you do it?
Yes.
What did it cost?
Everything.
Including but not limited to my free time, sanity, and enjoyment of the game. Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and today we're going to be talking about how Respawn and EA are going to be looking to turn around the ship on Apex Legends. In case you've been living under a rock, this season is the lowest player count we've probably had in quite some time, and players are leaving in droves, so we're going to talk about what they've got to do to fix it, and also what you can be expecting in the future. We're also going to give out 45 bucks. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Without further ado, let's talk about the story of Apex Legends. So Apex Legends right now is in a bit of a rough state, as some of you may have noticed. Zoke actually pointed out on Twitter the other day that the player count has actually reached the lowest point it has been in all of 2023. In fact, it's dipped below quite a few times of 2022, which was a fairly popular year for the game. Now, don't get me wrong, Apex Legends isn't going anywhere. They still have a very healthy player base, but it's important to note out there is probably a big factor played into this with the ranked system in play right now. As G Dolphin pointed out, there are about 17% of the player base currently in Masters. Do keep in mind this is only out of the numbers on the website. That's tracking around 4 million players, but you can take this data and make it for the larger player base, and it's already well known that this is the season that more players have reached Masters than any other season. In fact, listen to what Imperial Hal has to say about what the problem is going to be if they even try to fix this.
Completely f***ed themselves with the rank system because they made it so easy for so long. You basically built a foundation of players that are like, Apex has basically made a foundation, like a player foundation of like an easy rank system. If you ever want to backpedal out of that, it's going to be very hard because you're going to lose a lot of players.
Someone wasn't behind us?
That's all of 4 years of consistent. If they started the way they did with season 13 in the beginning.
So as you can hear from Imperial Hal, you can't really backtrack because now players are used to a way of playing the game. But the problem is that way of playing the game, people get very bored after they reach Masters because, well, no one's gonna grind a million ladder points to reach Predator. And we talk about it all the time on the channel, the new stuff coming into the game. There is a fantastic new Revenant Reborn legend that is going to be taking over in season 18. Revenant, as you can see from his abilities, is getting a complete rework on how it works with a grenade, seismic prison, and a shadow duel, which all sounds fantastic. Along with that, Stormpoint is going to be getting a map update for the next season, and it's going to involve a Watson Town takeover most likely, along with a lot of other devastation and just basically how the map works. But it has me a little concerned, and I think it should have you guys concerned as well. But this is the exact same formula they did for season 17. For instance, we got a brand new legend, Ballistic, which is something that we had never seen before with a really cool skill set, and while it's not a rework of an existing character, I can't imagine much more hype for Revenant Reborn than, say, Ballistic. Along with that, we got the brand new World's Edge, in which they completely reworked Fragment West and East, and it was a really cool map update. However, those two things cannot make an entire season survive. We know that in the beginning of the season, we got the threat level event, which didn't come with any new LTMs or new ways to play the game, and that's continued on this season as we can be looking forward to the Fluorescent Frenzy store. As you can see here, this will be coming around, I think, July 18th, which looks again fantastic, but isn't exactly new content to play the game. We do get new stuff occasionally, like this season we got the Weapon Mastery, but I feel like it was very quickly forgotten as it came out kind of half-baked. Most of the people leveling up their weapons can actually just do it by simply holding the weapon and farming XP. You get far more just by simply running around with your weapon out than you do actually getting kills and knocks. Maybe we get something cool like a Legend Mastery system, which I know is in the works right now, but even then, if it comes out half-baked, it won't be a revolutionary new thing. There's great new content coming at the end of this season, as we've all talked about. Like that Revenant Reborn, there's an amazing new cinematic and story mode being brought to the game with Loba, Valkyrie, and basically leading up to Revenant Reborn, which is all once again absolutely fantastic, and I think it'll be really fun. But when you have all these different events that are selling us heirlooms and different cosmetics, which we all love to take a look at and hopefully get if we have shards, you also need to add in new ways to play for the free-to-play players. Like back in season 3 when we got the Grand Soiree event and we had a third-person LTM along with like 5 other ones. I don't know why we don't have stuff like that currently in the game, or at least on our rotating playlist. The mixtape is great, but half the time it's bugged, not working, and there are bots filled in the lobby that actually aren't doing anything and just farming XP to sell the accounts for ranked. It's a really weird thing, and there's a great chance we get a brand new weapon, which really is what I think is the lifeblood of the game. People get bored of Legends very fast, but new weapons to use and try out last a lot longer. I hope we end up seeing the Scorpion, which I think a new bow weapon would be fantastic. We have 3 new collection events next season. We've got the anime event, which seems to be a recycle with some new unique skins based off the anime event we got in season 12, which is great, but again, you gotta throw in those limited time modes. And And I think that Respawn also needs to take a huge step in the way that they communicate with the player base. NRG Suite in the very beginning of the season actually hit Apex Predator, getting 0 damage, 0 kills, and 48 deaths. And some devs spoke out saying, well, let's see how the matchmaking actually works out after it's been out for a few weeks. Things haven't improved, and once again, they've never actually made any statements after that point. It just feels like we've been completely forgotten about in terms of what can make the game healthier, while continually having cosmetics thrown into the store. There needs to be a healthy balance between new cosmetic content and new ways to play the game that are refreshing and keep us engaged and hooked. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts on this season? Have you stopped playing Apex, or are you still just thinking that maybe they'll have something really fun planned in the future? And don't forget to check out the second channel by my editor Novell. And until next time, Legends, keep slaying the Outlands. I'll see you out there.